The night was thick with fog, swallowing the moonlight before it could even touch the ground. Trees stood tall like ancient watchmen, unmoving, their shadows stretched unnaturally long. The air was cold and wet, every breath sticking to the throat like ice. Ayaan's boots crunched over the forest floor, the only sound breaking the otherwise suffocating silence. He had never dared to step into the Blackwood Forest before, not even during the day. But tonight he had no choice. His sister, Kiara, had disappeared 3 nights ago. The last anyone heard of her was a scream that echoed from deep inside this cursed place. The villagers had warned him, begged him to forget her, even claimed she was taken by it. No one ever explained what it was, just that once the forest takes someone, they don't return. But Ayaan couldn't leave her. Not without knowing. He clutched the flashlight tighter, its dim beam barely piercing the dense fog. Every few steps he thought he saw movement, something darting between trees just out of reach. He stopped once, thinking he heard whispering. But there was no one there, just the groan of branches swaying without wind. Something about this place felt wrong. It didn't feel like walking into a forest, it felt like being swallowed alive. The trees grew closer together the deeper he went, their limbs twisted like arthritic fingers reaching down from above. That's when he saw it. A red ribbon, tied to a low branch. Kiara always wore red ribbons in her hair. His breath caught in his throat. She had been here. She might still be. He followed the faint trail of more ribbons, each one leading him further and further in. The deeper he went, the less his flashlight seemed to work. The darkness here wasn't natural. It moved, it breathed, every now and then he heard footsteps behind him, soft and deliberate. But when he turned around, no one was there. The forest was playing games with him, or something inside it was. Then he found the house. It sat in a small clearing, old and forgotten, with rotting wood and crooked windows that looked like they could blink. It hadn't been marked on any map. The front door was slightly ajar, creaking as it moved with some invisible rhythm. Ayaan hesitated. Everything in his body screamed at him to run. But then he heard it. Help. Me. A whisper. Faint. Female. Kiara. He rushed inside. The air smelled of mold, damp earth, and something far worse. Decay. The floorboards groaned under his weight as he stepped through the narrow hallway. Old portraits lined the walls, but their faces had been scratched out, leaving only ghostly outlines. There were claw marks on the walls, deep and uneven, as if something had been dragged against them. A door creaked open to his left. Inside was a room with a single rocking chair, still moving, though no one sat in it. In the corner, a mirror stood cracked and dusty, but when he looked into it, he didn't see himself. He saw Kiara. She was standing, behind him, pale, eyes wide with terror. But when he turned around, the room was empty. The mirror shattered. A scream erupted from the hallway. Ayaan ran toward it, nearly slipping as he turned the corner and found stairs leading down. Without thinking, he descended deeper into the house's belly. The basement was colder than the forest outside. The smell was stronger now. In the dim light, he saw cages, small, rusted, stained with something dark. Chains hung from the ceiling, and in the far corner, someone lay motionless. "Kiara!" he called, rushing over. She stirred, eyes fluttering open. "Ayaan!" she whispered, voice trembling. "It's still here." Before he could ask what she meant, the lights went out. Total darkness. Then came the sound, slithering, scraping, breathing. Not from one place, from all around them. Something ancient. Something angry. Ayaan pulled Kiara close. And then silence. Until a voice, not hers, whispered from just inches away, "You shouldn't have come." Ayaan woke up to silence, his head pounding, body aching. He blinked rapidly, trying to understand where he was. The basement was gone. The cages were gone. He was lying in the middle of the forest floor, under a gray morning sky. Kiara was beside him, unconscious but breathing. Somehow they were out. He shook her gently until she woke. She looked around. just as confused. Neither of them could remember how they escaped. They stumbled back toward the village, too weak to speak. When they arrived, people were stunned to see them alive. No one had ever returned from the Blackwood Forest. For weeks, Kiara barely spoke. Ayaan noticed she kept the lights on at all times, avoided mirrors, and refused to talk about the house. But strange things started happening. At night, Ayaan would hear footsteps in the hallway outside his room. Sometimes soft whispers echoed from the walls. One evening, while brushing his teeth, he saw Kiara's reflection in the bathroom mirror, except she wasn't in the room. The reflection slowly turned to face him and smiled. The real Kiara screamed from her bedroom down the hall. They moved out of the house, thinking it might help. But the presence followed. It was inside her, or connected to her somehow. One night, she woke up standing in the middle of the woods with no memory of how she got there. Another time, she wrote in a notebook while asleep. Ayaan found the pages filled with symbols, drawings of the house, and one repeating phrase, "The forest remembers." Desperate, Ayaan returned to the village elder, the only one who had warned him not to go. The old man looked at him with tired eyes and said only one thing: "You took her from it. It never lets go." That night, Ayaan watched over Kiara as she slept. Just after midnight, she sat upright, eyes wide open but unseeing. She began to whisper in a voice that wasn't hers. The temperature in the room dropped, the shadows moved, and from behind the door something knocked. 3 slow knocks, then silence. Ayaan didn't answer. The next morning, Kiara was gone. No footprints, no broken windows, just her bed, still warm, and in the mirror, written in condensation though. The glass was dry were the words, "She belongs to the forest now."